Hello guys, this is part 2 of ranking Epic the Musical songs. The last part we did the first two sagas, which is the Troy Saga and the Cyclops Saga. For today, we're probably going to be doing the Ocean Saga and the Circe Saga. It's probably what we're going to be doing today. So make sure you go check out part 1 if you want to see me ranking these and going through the tiers. I'm just going to quickly remind you, this is based off of my own opinion, so do not criticize me if I rank a song that you disagree with. Do not criticize me. This is completely based off of my opinion. Secondly, there are spoilers ahead for Epic the Musical, so if you have not seen it for yourself and you do not want to get spoiled, click off this video right now and go check it out for yourself. Without further ado, let's get started with ranking the Ocean Saga and the Circe Saga. So starting with the Ocean Saga, Song 10, Storm. Odysseus and his crew are almost at home and they have to battle this huge storm. And that's really what it is. There's really nothing much to it. Until they reach, later in the song, an island in the sky, which is the home of the wind god, which is explained in the next song. So they shoot for the island in the sky using the harpoons, and the song pretty much ends with them being able to hit the island and things like that. So nothing much story-wise happens in the song. However, this song is very good beat. Like it's just like a lot of the other songs, like kind of like Survive. It starts off really, really strong, like with a pretty good beat, and it's pretty good, really good music-wise. So where it's gonna go in terms of tier ranking, we're gonna put Storm in the A tier, in between Remember Them and My Goodbye, because it's really, again, there's not much that happens story-wise or action-wise, I should say, but it's got like really good music-wise, which is what puts it in A tier. The music makes up for the lack of action that I'm not able to explain, that you really can only get from listening to the song or watching the animatic or whatever. Next, we have Song 11, Luck Runs Out, which is led by Eurylochus. This is the first song that Eurylochus leads, and it's about how he thinks Odysseus is taking way too many risks, and that he should slow down and things like that. But Odysseus disagrees, and pretty much by the end of the song tells Eurylochus that he needs to remember his place. Not directly like that, but that's the vibe that I get from when Odysseus talks back to Eurylochus near the end of the song. And Eurylochus ends up agreeing and things like that. Yeah, but Luck Runs Out, I'm also going to put that in A tier. Probably between put it right here in A tier, because yeah, I mean, I don't think it's good enough to where it doesn't deserve the B tier, but I feel like, I don't know, I do like the song though, don't get me wrong, I do really like the song, and I would listen to it, which is why it's not really going in B tier. But there's definitely, there's not really much that happens. Again, it's really just Eurylochus explaining how Odysseus needs to just kind of be careful. But it's really good music-wise, too. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a pretty good song. But, yeah, I just don't have much to say for it, though. I think that's just the thing. I don't have much to say about it. Next song is Keep Your Friends Close. This is led by the wind god, Aeolus, I think is how you pronounce it. She's this really playful goddess of the wind. She's very playful, and I kind of like her. Her voice is pretty good and unique. I really like it. It really continues the story. It's very good at continuing the story. So basically, she agrees to help in terms of playing a game where she gives Odysseus the wind bag, and he has to keep it closed in order for them to peacefully make it home. This eventually leads to Odysseus being awake for nine days straight, And basically, he's been trying to keep the bag from being opened because his crewmates are very curious about it, and they're not sure to believe if it's treasure or if it's actually the winds of the storm. Eventually, he cannot stay awake because he ends up falling asleep, and he ends up dreaming about his wife and Telemachus, which to me is really sad, honestly. Or, like, not sad, but, like, it makes me feel bad for him because he really misses his wife and kid. It's been, like, 10 years for him, so. But then, with him asleep, they open up the bag. One of his crewmates opens up the bag and ends up letting the storm out. So yeah, basically, and they end up going to the land of the giants, and it immediately ends up with Poseidon meeting Odysseus, which leads into song, I think, 13? I think it's 13. I could be wrong. With that being said, Keep Your Friends Close is a pretty good song. Very good beat. Like, I vibe to it pretty well. And things like that. And it builds the story really well, too. Yeah, so Keep Your Friends Close. It's going to easily go in A tier. I'm going to put it... Oof. I'm going to put it right here next to Storm, between Remember Them and Storm. I feel like it's really good and things like that. Alright, now for the final song of Ocean Saga, Ruthlessness, which I'm going to just go ahead and say, compared to the other 3 songs, really, really good. Definitely my favorite one in the Ocean Saga. So Ruthlessness is when we get introduced to Poseidon, who arguably is the main antagonist of the musical. I mean, Odysseus comes to a lot of antagonists. There's so many antagonists. There's so many things against him that it's just unbelievable. But we get introduced to Poseidon here, and he's not too happy with Odysseus because he hurt his son, who is a Cyclops. Yes, the Cyclops is Poseidon's son. So Polyphemus decided to be a bit of a tattletale and a bit of a snitch and run to his daddy. That sounded so wrong. Let me rephrase. He ran to his father, basically. He ran to his father being a whole baby. That's how I picture it. I picture the Cyclops running to Poseidon, his dad, and being a little tattletale, being a little snitch. Things like that. I think that's a bit better. Wow. So basically, Poseidon decides to teach Odysseus a lesson that ruthlessness is mercy. And how he could have easily avoided it if he just killed Polyphemus. Which sounds pretty heartless, considering that it's his son, but then again, it's also Poseidon, so, what do you expect? What do you expect? But, yeah. So, yeah, Poseidon teaches Odysseus that ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. In order for him to have mercy, he needs to be ruthlessness. He needs to be ruthless to others. That's actually a pretty good message, though, honestly, considering Odysseus' situation. So, yeah, Poseidon's not wrong. He's a good antagonist, to be honest, even though he's absolutely terrible. So, Ruthlessness, really, really good music-wise, really good. And then the song ends on a pretty emotional note, where he ends up killing majority of his men and leaves 43 left under his command. Quoted from the song. Oh, wow. Ruthlessness is such a good song to where I'm going to put it in S tier. And I'm going to put it right there. Really good song. One of my favorites. Really good. I love it. I love the song so much. Just peak cinema. Therefore, it goes in S tier. Now we are on Saga 4, which is the Circe Saga. Saga 4, Circe Saga, Song 14, Puppeteer. In my opinion, Circe Saga follows a very similar format as the Cyclops Saga, where we get introduced to the next obstacle, and the next songs are just about avoiding that obstacle, or not avoiding, but getting over that obstacle. Starting off with song 4, Puppeteer, we get introduced to Circe, who is the next obstacle. So basically, after ruthlessness, Odysseus and his men end up on this island, and Eurylochus and some men go and explore the island. They go explore the island, and they run into Circe's palace, and long story short, Circe turned some of the men into pigs, and Eurylochus was the only one that kind of made it out without being transformed. So Eurylochus returned to Odysseus and pretty much warned Odysseus about it, and this leads to Odysseus going out to save his men. So that's what Puppeteer is about. We get introduced to Circe, who's got a really good singer. Her voice is really good. Circe, pretty good song, but it's very catchy. Puppeteer's pretty catchy, so I think, but I feel like it's really just there to, again, kind of like Polyphemus, I feel like it's just there to continue the story. So I'm gonna put it in B tier, but I'm gonna put it in front of Polyphemus because I do like Puppeteer better than Polyphemus, because it's actually catchy to me. Like it gets stuck in my head a lot. So that's gonna go in the front of B tier as of right now. Next song, Wouldn't You Like, we get introduced to another character who is a fandom favorite and one of my favorites as well. We get introduced to Hermes in this song, who is, honestly, he is the GOAT, honestly, in the musical. He's like the best character. He's my number one favorite out of all the characters. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys that know Epic the Musical can agree that Hermes is the GOAT. He is the best character, and I freaking love him. However, he doesn't make a lot of appearances, which is pretty sad. I wish he had more appearances, but he only has 2, because he only sings 2 songs, and he's only in 2 songs. But yeah, Wouldn't You Like, we get introduced to Hermes, and it is like a very, very catchy song. It's got a good rhythm. It's very, like, and it gets started pretty much right off the bat. So basically, Hermes helps Odysseus out in this song. And what makes Hermes, one thing that kind of makes Hermes the fandom favorite, at least from what I see, is that he actually helps out Odysseus without any cost. Like there's like nothing to it. He just helps him out just because he can. And just Hermes, the personality of Hermes is, I love it. So Wouldn't You Like, again, very catchy song. Hermes gives Odysseus this plant that allows Odysseus to wield the powers of Circe for a short amount of time, which will actually give Odysseus the chance to stand against Circe. So Wouldn't You Like is a pretty good song. However, I'm gonna put it up in A tier. And this is where most of you are gonna like disagree with me, because I'm only gonna put Wouldn't You Like somewhere in A tier. I'm gonna put it like right there in A tier. Maybe. Because it's a good song. It's just, I don't know. Hermes is a good character, don't get me wrong. And I do love this song. I would listen to the song. It's in A tier for amazing. And again, you guys are probably gonna argue that it should go in S tier. But just remember, this is my personal opinion. So, Wouldn't You Like is gonna go, actually, I think I'm gonna put it at the front of A tier though. I'm gonna put it at the very front of A tier because it is really good, actually. Like, I am kind of rushing this a little bit, but I am gonna put Wouldn't You Like at the front of A tier because I do really like it. It's got a good rhythm, it's got a good beat. It's also catchy. I feel like the Circe saga is like the most catchiest saga in the musical. Like a lot of those songs just get stuck in my head. So yeah, all these songs are pretty catchy in Circe saga, and Wouldn't You Like is pretty good. Now for song 16, so done for is basically the fight between Odysseus and Circe. That's really all I need to explain. It's their fight. Odysseus confronts Circe and they fight, and Odysseus ends up winning. And it leads directly into There Are Other Ways. Like, There Are Other Ways starts directly after Done For. Like, it automatically just picks up. So, Done For. Now, this is where you guys are gonna be like, what is wrong with you? Like, and what is wrong with me? And I'm gonna explain why, but I'm actually gonna be putting Done For right here in S tier. Because, and here's why. It's a very personal reason, because I'm just gonna say, Done For was the first song from Epic the Musical that I've actually heard or listened to before actually knowing about the musical itself. So, yeah, Done For was like the very first song. It wasn't really the song that directly got me to actually listen to Epic, but it was the first song that I've heard from Epic. And I just remember listening to it because I saw like an animatic. I watched some sort of like animatic that had the song in it, a bit of the song in it. And I really liked the animatic with the music, so I listened to the full song and I really liked it. So it just has a special place in my heart because it's the first song I've ever heard before I even knew the Epic the Musical even existed. So that's why it's an S tier. Very special place in my heart. And it's just really good overall. I really like I've always liked Done For. Like it's always been a favorite to me. So yeah, that's why Done For is going in S tier instead of Wouldn't You Like. Don't get me wrong, Wouldn't You Like, again, it's a really, really good song. Just, I don't know, I would still listen to it, definitely. It's just, to me, not as good as these songs as far as, like, I don't know, maybe like my music preference or something, but still. Wouldn't You Like, very good song, along with Done For. Those are definitely like my two favorites out of the 4 songs in this saga. And now for song 17, There Are Other Ways, the last song of Circe Saga. I'm not going to explain too much about this song because this is like probably the first sign of, this is probably the first like big sign that Epic the Musical is not for the faintest of hearts. Epic the Musical is definitely for a little more of a mature audience, especially when we get to like Ithaca Saga over here. So this is the first like big sign that Epic the Musical is not for children or for people who have not exactly completely matured yet, because it has some questionable things in it. All I'll say is that Done For, the second to last line on Done For, that Circe says, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust. If you don't know what lust is, go ask your parents. And I mean, go ask your parents. Don't look it up or anything. Ask a trusted adult. I'm not explaining it. That's not for me to explain. So that's pretty much. But if you do know what lust is, that's a pretty good gist on what There Are Other Ways, what the first half of There Are Other Ways is about. The second half of it is Odysseus kind of, you could say, rejecting it, like rejecting what Circe's trying to get him to do if he wants to save his men. He rejects it because he's loyal to his wife, and that's one thing I love about Odysseus in this musical, is because the creator of the musical made Odysseus loyal to his wife, to Penelope. And I really like that. Because I'm pretty sure in reality, in the actual story, Odysseus ended up having a lot of children with Circe, so. But not in the musical. In the musical, Odysseus is very loyal. He gives Circe the sob story of that he hasn't seen his wife in 12 years, or his son, and that all he wants is to get home, and like he kind of can't because of Poseidon. And this leads to Cersei helping him out without a cost. And so basically Cersei would send him to the underworld, where he can speak to a prophet, which leads to the next saga, and the shortest saga as well, consisting of only 3 songs, leads into the Underworld Saga, which is probably, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, Underworld Saga is probably one of my most favorite sagas, because we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, there are other ways. It's catchy, that's for sure. It's just, it's got definitely some questionable content, or a topic that's kind of questionable because of what Cersei's willing, I don't know, I'm trying to explain this without, like, directly saying it, because that's, you know, I don't want to directly say it. So there are other ways. It's gonna go in B tier, at the end of B tier. Again, it's alright. It's catchy. It's catchy, but like these other two, it's not exactly my first choice. Yeah, so that's where I'm putting There Are Other Ways. So normally I ended off here because I did 2 sagas, but since Underworld Saga is really short and only has 3 songs, we're gonna go ahead and just squeeze Underworld Saga in here, and then part 3 will be a Thunder Saga and Wisdom Saga, and then part 4 being the final part of this, Vengeance and Ithaca. So we're gonna squeeze Underworld Saga in here before we end things off, starting off with the Underworld. Oh my god, this song was a roller coaster of emotions. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Like, oh my god, it already starts off pretty good with Odysseus warning his men about the underworld and how it messes with your mind, which I can definitely see that being a thing. Long story short, I'm gonna be skipping a lot of the, like, details and stuff. They run into a lot of the people that died. So, starting off with the men that have so far died under Odysseus' command. And Odysseus going about, all I hear are screams, and that all he hears are screams, and he no longer dreams, he only has nightmares of people who've died. And then it's starting to get pretty sad because we get freaking Polites into the picture, singing a little reprise of Open Arms. And I've seen a lot of different animatics of this song because I love it so much. You guys probably already know where it's going at this point. Some people have animated Polites freaking holding the child that Odysseus had to pretty much kill all the way back in Troy Saga. Because the lines before Polites that Odysseus said was, I keep thinking of the infant from that night. And some people animated Polites freaking holding that child. Holding that infant. I don't think, in the original animatic, I shouldn't say original, but in the first animatic that I saw when I was actually watching Epic the Musical, they did not have Polites holding the baby, so I'm like, wow. Okay. So I was already sad because, again, Polites is a favorite character, and the way the part of Open Arms was delivered, it had like this like, I can't even explain it. It's like this, like, it's got like this feeling that's like almost wholesome but just sad at the same time. And then when I saw the animatic of him holding the child, I almost honestly cried. So yeah, and then, like, pretty much after that, and this is where, like, I, like, cried, and I'm talking, like, cried, like, first time saying it, and even still when I see it, I'm fighting back tears. Freaking Odysseus' mother comes into the picture, and it is just super sad, and, like, I'm not even gonna get into that, and then, like, the rest of it is, like, this huge, like, I don't know. Like, and then it goes back into the main chorus after that, and it's the Underworld song. Oh my god, yeah, you guys already know where it's going. It's going in S tier, and it's honestly gonna go at the very front of S tier because it is just so emotional. Like, the fact that a literal song got me to cry, because I'm gonna be honest, I listened to the actual songs before watching the animatics. And I literally cried just from hearing this song. So if I was able to cry just from hearing a song, then it's automatically just anything that can get me emotional. It's automatically really good because that means the writing's really good or whatever. So yeah, Underworld Saga is going to the very front of S tier because it got me crying. It got me bawling even when I was just listening to the song. So yeah, that's going in S tier. Next is No Longer You. This is where Odysseus runs into, or I shouldn't say run into, but finds the prophet. And all I gotta say is the song's pretty good. Like I said, Underworld Saga is definitely like one of at least top 3 favorite sagas because all the songs are just really good. Odysseus finds the prophet, Tiresias I think is his name. I could be wrong. If I am, let me know in the comments. Speaking of the comments, if there's any other tier ranks you guys want me to do, like I've been thinking of ranking Epic the Musical characters, or even Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss characters from VivziePop's series. I've been thinking of doing those. So if you guys have any ideas on what you want me to rank next, or if you want me to do those things, let me know in the comments because I am very open to your suggestions. This is all just to entertain you guys, really. It's just for pure entertainment purposes. So please let me know what you guys would like to see next, whether that's tier ranking or what. So just let me know and I am very open to your suggestions. But anyways, No Longer You is a good song. Again, the singer for Tiresias, really good. I don't know where Jay got all of the voice actors for Epic the Musical, but they're just all so good and deliver the lines in the song so well. And Tiresias's voice actor here is a very good example of that. So yeah, No Longer You, pretty good song. Overall, No Longer You is gonna go in A tier. Probably right there. I think that's a good place for it. No Longer You is gonna go right there. It's pretty good. Love the foreshadow. And it's also catchy to me as well. So many of these songs are pretty catchy, and I feel like that might be just a me thing, but the main chorus part for No Longer You gets stuck in my head a lot. So yeah, and then song 20, officially pretty much halfway through now. Out of the 40 songs, we've got Monster, and this is basically Odysseus' turning point, where he realizes that he needs to be ruthless in order to make it home. While he's been afraid of becoming a monster for the first half, he's now realizing that he has to become a monster in order to actually make it home, because otherwise he's gonna die, because no one else is gonna be willing. The chance of anyone else giving Odysseus the same mercy that he's been given to, for example, the Cyclops is very slim to none. So yeah, he's pretty much learning, finally kind of taking in Poseidon's words from ruthlessness, and pretty much just realizing that he needs to be the monster that everyone should be afraid of, or something like that. I'm gonna be honest, I have not listened to this song a lot. I feel like out of all these songs, I've listened to this one the least amount of times. The only times I've really heard it was when I'm re-listening to the entirety of the saga, so I have not heard this song a lot. So I actually don't exactly know what my thoughts would be on it, because I haven't listened to it. I've only listened to it a couple times compared to all these other ones. Oh god. Yeah, so I am gonna have to pretty much put it in B tier because of that, because I have not listened to it a lot. There's the only part I really remember is the last part of it, the last, you could say, chorus bit, when he accepts when he like officially like accepts being the monster. Just the last bit is all I remember, and it's pretty good. Like from what I remember, it's pretty good. But since I can't remember since I can't remember like 75% of the song, I gotta put it in B tier because I just, yeah. Of course, if I were to just go back and listen to it, that could change. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm kind of lazy, so I don't want to have to like go through YouTube and just kind of look for it. But it's gonna go in B tier because of that. I'm sure if I remembered it would be like an A tier or something. But yeah, and anyways, that's gonna cut it for part 2 of ranking Epic the Musical songs. Because part 3 we'll be doing Thunder and Wisdom Saga. Please, 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 please let me know what you guys want to see next. Because I am very open to your suggestions. So please, let me know what you guys want to see next. And I hope you guys have a good day. And I will see you all in the next video.